Yes, ma'am, we'll be clear, and 233 will be clear on it. And
Jealousy.
Jealousy.
Why are you benefiting and not me?
I can sense a bit of jealousy there, can't you? A little, just a, not much, but a little.
That is the foundation of jealousy.
Sounds like someone's jealous.
Why you and not me?
I get it. You're just jealous.
In fact, I should be where you are.
She's just jealous because I have 20 million Instagram followers that do whatever I say.
Or beyond where you are.
She might be jealous. I don't get jealous.
Jealousy. It's an emotional state that can be very destructive.
You know, jealousy is not pretty on you.
When you are a victim of jealousy, and sometimes you are even a slave to it.
Because I think I'm going to be jealous.
Jealousy. Ooh.
Jealous?
Y'all remember that song? It was kind of corny by Club Nouveau, Jealousy. Anyway.
Dr. Lisa.
Are you jealous?
No.
Cut me off in my jealousy.
People are jealous of me.
Why do we get jealous?
Stay away from my man, or I'll whoop your sorry back to last year!
What sort of jobs would be lost to AI?
Many jobs that seem a little bit complex, chef, waiter, a lot of things will become automated. We'll have automated stores, automated restaurants, and altogether in 15 years, that's going to displace about 40% of jobs in the world.
40% of jobs in the world will be displaced by technology? What does that do to the fabric of society?
Oh my goodness. Welcome into the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Listen, tonight we are talking about AI, artificial intelligence. And did you just see the clip? The gentleman said perhaps 40% of the workforce will be gone as a result of artificial intelligence, AI. So I'm not sure about that, but tonight in the Urban Suite with me, we're going to dissect what AI will contribute to the Black community in terms of employment. All right, so we'll be right back after these messages. Stick with us. You are entering the Urban Suite with Dr. Lisa LaCon. Let's talk about urban issues plaguing our community.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
Let's talk about mental health. Oh, Lisa. All right, so tonight we have a very interesting show. And I'm not really certain why I wanted to do this, but I saw a couple of things within the last month or so that really alarmed me about AI. I thought AI was very good. I saw things and I heard things and it was like, huh. But there was a part of me, I want to know how this technology is going to affect the Black community. So I'm like, okay, so will this AI technology, in a sense, enhance our finances, our economy, or will it enslave us? I don't know. So that's why I have about AI in the Black community, like what's going to happen, the good, the bad, as well as the ugly, because there are some very good aspects, but then there are some bad ones. and then there's some very ugly ones. And we're going to dissect all of this when we return into the Urban Suite with me, Dr. Lisa LaCon, after these messages.
Biggest threat to humanity right now.
It's just AI. I saw a video 2 days ago that was an entire video of a girl like dancing and doing all this stuff, and like they're like, this person isn't real. And I think that that has really, really deep implications. AI will only be a threat to humanity if it doesn't want humanity to be here, right? Like that's where it's a threat. Otherwise, I think there's like the micro or much more soon threat of what are people going to do? Because like even content, right? Like imagine you've got somebody who can crank perfect content every hour of every day, making 100 videos every day that are like perfectly optimized and doesn't sleep. And every time people watch, they learn, and they can pull from every YouTube video that's ever been made.
Ali Abdaal on Twitter posted his, I think it was like 10 productivity hacks. I thought this was one of his best posts he's ever made. He came out a week later to say that AI wrote that. He had nothing to do with it. It was also one of his most liked and retweeted tweets.
I'm sure you heard of ChatGPT. Insane how AI is taking over the game. The scary thing is, will AI take over jobs? What do you think?
All right, so this is our missing person segment. Every week when I go and do a live scheduled event, when I'm on here, I have to highlight someone missing. And this week is no exception. So who is missing? We have Mr. Eric Lee Ford. Mr. Eric Lee Ford has been missing since, I have to put my readers on, since December the 24th, 2022 from Clinton, Maryland. Listen, I'm very familiar with Clinton, Maryland, PG County, Prince George County, Maryland. Listen, I need you to look at his picture. I need you to share this information. All right, so he's been missing since Christmas Eve, 12/24/2022. He's 32 years old. He's been missing from Clinton, Maryland. He's a male. His race is black, medium complexion. His height, he's 6 feet, 175 pounds, black hair color. Hair is medium length, and his eye color is brown. So I have to read this about his location last seen. All right, so Eric was last seen on foot in the 5700 block of Kirby Road in Clinton, Maryland on December 24. I know where that is. I know exactly where Kirby Road is. He was wearing a tan trench coat, gray hoodie, blue jeans, and black shoes. Listen to this. The circumstances surrounding his disappearance. Eric was diagnosed with schizophrenia a year ago. So he was diagnosed with schizophrenia when he was 31 years old. And what did I tell you, my urbanites? I said many of the persons that I highlight in this segment, they have some form of a disability, whether it's psychiatric, developmental, something. All right, so anyone with information, please contact the Prince George County Police at area code 301-856-2660. Again, I'm going to repeat that for my iHeartRadio urbanites, for my Spotify urbanites, for my Google Podcast urbanites, for my Amazon urbanites. Yes, I'm on all of those platforms, but you cannot see his picture. So I'm going to repeat that number again. It's 301-856-2660, or you can contact BAMFI at 877-97-BAMFI. Let's bring Mr. Ford home. All right. So back to our regularly scheduled program. We're talking about artificial intelligence. Now, exactly what is artificial intelligence? So, artificial intelligence, it's a theory, it's a system of ideas and concepts and development. So that means it's actually out there already, okay, of computer systems able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, oh my gosh, decision making, and translation between languages. Let me repeat that again. It's the theory and development of computer systems able to perform tasks that normally require human intelligence, such as visual perception, speech recognition, decision making, and translation between languages. And this is from the Oxford Dictionary. So that gives you a brief little overview about AI, artificial intelligence. Now, when you break down those two words, the key word is artificial intelligence. So, what is something that's artificial? It's not authentic in a sense. You can describe it as fake, you can describe it as phony, but it's not the real McCoy. It's artificial. So tonight we're going to look at the good about this technology and how it can affect the Black community in terms of employment. So I'm coming from a workforce perspective. So what is the workforce? The workforce, the employees that drive this nation. It's the labor market. If you are employed, you are part of this workforce. Okay, so that's the workforce. So let's talk about the good of AI. AI, especially someone like me that works in the field, working with people with disabilities, as a CRC, a certified rehabilitation counselor, I have the opportunity to work with people with multiple different disabilities, whether they have lost their vision, whether they have lost their hearing, whether they have a psychiatric disability or not. One thing that I remember a long time ago, I worked with a gentleman, he was in PR, public relations, and he was blind. And he had technology that he could speak to, and it would generate speaking to him. One of those technologies is called JAWS. So you can talk and it can pretty much talk back to you. So say for instance, rather than writing a letter, you can talk and it will write everything for you. And today's technology, it would be grammatically correct. So rather than spend a lot of time thinking, okay, I need to write something, I need to do something, it will cut your time in half as an employee. It can cut your time in half. So rather than spending 2 hours on something, it may take down 10 minutes. So what that can do, if you understand how to utilize this technology, it can reduce your stress level. It can reduce the time that you spend on a project. It can make you become more productive in a sense, because you do have this assistance. You have this artificial intelligence pretty much creating something for you. Now, it is a part of your thoughts, of course, and that's where the two can work together. That's where it can work together. So as an employer, someone who owns a business, that to me is a good thing, because I'm looking to see, all right, so I need to get more from my employees in terms of productivity? How can they be more productive? How can they be more creative? How can they be more of what I'm paying them for to meet the mission of my company? AI can definitely do that. So let's translate that into and with the Black community. So, say for instance, if you are an artist, if you are a writer, and you have this creative space, you can utilize this technology, okay? Utilize this technology to produce more work than what you did previously in less time. So that
we have an
is,
example of that. You have an example of that.
so say for instance, bring up the thumbnail.
Okay, you know what? I was actually gonna just upload that, but I was like, oh, we have it on the beginning of the video, so then I didn't, but I'll just upload it right this second just so that you can make the point that even the thumbnail was made basically with AI technology.
Exactly.
It's gonna be the full size though. So
okay. So look at that. How long did that take you, Curtis?
To get the pictures and everything, it's probably like 5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes.
Because I just had to find one that I liked. You know what I mean?
So how did you find one that you liked?
Basically, with the technology that they have today, you can make text to image. There's text to image software. So I have some text to image software on my phone where I can just type the idea or anything in, and it will give me a pictorial rendition of whatever I'm typing. So if I just say I want, Black people, artificial intelligence, it'll just start giving me pictures, and then I'll pick the ones that I like, and I'll say make more like this, and then I can continue from there.
Right. So previously, prior to this technology, how long did it take for you to look through all these pictures to come up with the thumbnail?
Well, in reference to specifically the topic today in the Black community and stuff, a lot of times, like as a art creator, like you have to get pictures off the internet and things that describe what you're talking about. But a lot of times it's mostly the party goers. It's not Black people. You know what I mean? So sometimes when you'll be asking me for pictures of, some people, and I'll give you a picture of people, but it might not even be Black people or anything. You know what I mean? So,
like give me a picture of an office staff, and everyone in the office, they're not. No, they're far from
what our office really looks like.
Right, exactly.
They don't have a lot of, like they haven't gone around and done all those pictures. We don't have all the photographers that are just randomly shooting a lot of random Black people. We have it more nowadays, and it's a lot better than it used to be. 10 years ago, you couldn't ever find pictures like that like you needed.
Right. And then you were surfing for a long time. You could probably surf for 20, 30 minutes looking.
Oh yeah.
But now with this technology, you said 10 minutes.
Yeah, because I used to have to buy books and have to be just flipping through pages trying to find something that would work. But now I could just type it in. Matter of fact, like I said, we do have a video that explains a little bit more about the AI technology that is helping to enhance people's productivity in my particular field and doing graphics and stuff like that.
All right, so let's see that.
Hello there. What I'm about to tell you will most likely blow your mind. Everything in this video, including myself, what I'm saying, my voice, and even the music, was created by AI in less than 10 minutes. That's right, this entire video was created using cutting-edge generative AI technology. This is just a taste of what artificial intelligence will be capable of in the future. Don't be alarmed. I was obviously created by a human named Jesus, but this is proof that AI boosts creative work productivity to unprecedented levels. If you're as excited about AI as I am, you should consider following my creator.
Hey, it's Jonathan. I wanted to see how close I could get to cloning a voice using less than 30 seconds of audio.
This is Fake Lake Bell. I listen to records in reverse and eat SpaghettiOs.
Hey, it's Jonathan. I wanted to see how close I could get to cloning a voice using less than 30 seconds of audio.
This is fake Malcolm Gladwell reading a song or psalm by Nick Cave called How Long Have I Waited? This bending of my voice and questioning of future ethics.
AI tools are being used by marketing agencies from all over the world, so we chatted with an agency using this tech to learn some key benefits.
I think for creativity, they're absolutely beneficial. You can run into writer's block, you can run into designer's block, and having a tool that you can plug something into that outputs an idea that you may not have thought of, I think is incredibly valuable.
It can also save you time in the back and forth process of finding new assets to use for your clients.
The ability for DALL-E or these other image AI tools to create something unique that you can then purpose for your content is incredible.
Yo, Spencer here, and here are 3 awesome things that I've done with ChatGPT that put money in my pocket. Number 1 is super simple, SEO. In a matter of 6 hours, I built 5 landing pages that have gone from 30 in terms of ranking on Google to number 1 in the last 7 days. Number 2, I asked Google GPT to write me code, and then I built an app that captures IP addresses for every visitor who comes to our website and loads them into an Airtable database with the pages they visited. This allows me to figure out who owns the IP addresses and retarget them in both Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and even email campaigns. Number 3, I had ChatGPT build me an app. I do a lot of email marketing and cold outreach, and in those cold emails, I'll put in a link with the first name and last name in that link. The app that ChatGPT built listens for the first name and last name in that link and will dynamically change the landing page based on who I'm emailing. So this creates a more personalized experience and allows for a higher conversion rate. Those are the 3 things that I've built today with ChatGPT that put money in my pocket.
And that probably took all of, 20 minutes for all of those 3 functions that he mentioned?
And those are valuable functions that he just did. And you'll
Very
hear a lot of
valuable.
See, the reason why AI technology has been talked about a lot lately is because the platform that he was talking about, ChatGPT, that went live in November of last year. So just like a couple of months, like 2 months ago, it went live. And it's an open AI software, so anybody could use it for free. Right.
But for us in our community, we have to understand what it is and how to use it in order to take advantage of it. Because I think for us, unfortunately, we get so caught up in things that are not relevant in a sense, and we don't look at legacy. So in my opinion, I think this is very helpful in terms of, okay, so what is the next industry to tap into, because a lot of the jobs may disappear. And I think it's very important that we talk about this and not get so caught up and so focused on things that aren't putting us closer to this AI technology. So you all know that this is just part 1. I'm going to talk about things in part 2 next week, like the nonprofit Blacks in AI. That's what it's called, Blacks in AI. I'm going to have all the information and what they're doing so that we can bring our intellect to this environment. And basically, if we're missing from the table, the people that are already sitting at the table, they're going to ignore us. Again, it's still like the party goers and the uninvited. We have to invite ourselves now. And sometimes, I don't know if it's a little too late. It may not be.
Oh, it's not too late. It's not too late.
I think we have to really start talking about this now.
Right.
And we have to start talking about the employment opportunities that are going to be available so that we can tap into it. Because have you ever noticed a nation where the unemployment rate is high? If the unemployment rate is high, what else is high?
Crime.
And what else?
like depression and
That's your mind. And what
your
else?
what else?
Poverty.
Poverty, yeah, well, yeah.
Right.
People-
That's poverty,
Yeah.
which trickles down to the high crime rate,
Yeah.
mental health issues. So this is why I'm talking about this now, so that we can tap into this. Then I have to say, I am not a STEM person, the science, tech, engineer, math. In California, they have STEAM. They added the A for arts.
Right. Mhm.
Right. They added the A for arts.
They do that a little bit out here too.
Well,
because
I hope
that's why I heard it.
It's got to be as prominent as it is on the West Coast. It is not.
Well,
yet.
let me just add in, because that aspect of they mentioned it in two of the videos that we already played, is that there are new industries that are evolving today as we see in technology and on the internet. Just like the guy was talking about making content on your YouTube pages and stuff like that with AI, and how you're using it. There's so many applications with helping you with your resumes, Grammarly, and all those things help you write correctly when you want to send emails to people. So we're utilizing the technology already. It's just that we're not fully utilizing it and like using it to make money. People are maybe having fun with it and just joking around and stuff, but they don't see that that's where the next jobs are.
Right. We're not exactly. And this is why this platform is here to say, okay, guess what? This technology, now we have to monetize it. We have to monetize from it. How do we do that? And like I said, I'm not a computer scientist person at all. Not at all.
You're not a computer nerd.
I'm not at all like that. Oh my gosh. You know, when I was going to school, undergrad at Hampton, I didn't even know what computer scientists did. I had no clue. Like, it was foggy to me, but now I understand.
Oh, so many applications. In fact, we can look at a little bit of the evolution in some of these technologies, some of the more prominent technologies, something that Boston Dynamics is putting out, like with their robot technology and stuff.
Yeah, that would be very good, because that's another arm of AI. It's not just the software like Grammarly and things of that nature. It's robotics.
Hardware. It's hardware.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, let's see that. That robot needs to be reprogrammed.
Right. But did you see how like the computer thought it won?
Right.
But that just gives you a little bit of eeriness into a, like, it could get a little bit bad sometimes too.
Yes, like, okay, no, you did not win. As a matter of fact, you're disqualified because hello, you weren't
But
playing
that's
along with the rules of the game.
right.
So
The computer,
the human won that one.
but the computer made its own rules.
Right. And then put the line like it really
Right, like it won.
Like it won. Man, see,
Yeah. See, so we got to be careful. We got to be, because it does slip into the bad a little bit. There are, like, are they replacing people? So, like, some of that robot technology is going to replace police. That was like those robots that you saw walking in the street. That was actually behind a police station.
right. And I believe that
Those
was
are
in
police
DC.
robots. Yeah, that was in
believe
DC.
That was in DC. And I mean, we have RoboCop, the movie. I mean,
but things went bad in that movie, though.
I know, but hey. But yeah, so the dogs, like, they have the K9 unit.
Mm-hmm.
So, are they going to
jobs.
replace dogs? And, I don't know. But the good thing is, the good part about that is dogs won't get shot in the line of duty.
Danger. Like, you're putting them in the line of danger.
Yeah, exactly.
They have fire drones that, like, go into buildings that, like, where a fireman can't get there quick enough. They have the drone go up there with the hose and stuff like that. They have the police situation. They actually use those drones in warfare in, like, Afghanistan and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Now, for me, as, say, for instance, an employer, the good is you may not have to deal with as many human resource issues if you're dealing with robots.
Because there's not people.
Because they're not people. So you don't have to deal with payroll taxes, which is very expensive. You don't have to deal with maternity leave. You don't have to deal with people putting in their vacation time. You don't have to deal with Family Medical Leave Act, FMLA. You don't have to deal with attitudes. None of that.
Well, maybe there's going to be a robotics resource department. The person
that it may. The robots. Right. Artificial intelligence resources, the AIR unit, AIR.
But there actually are other good applications to the software that we're allowing into our lives, because we allow it on our phones all the time. All those apps are looking at us. They're tracking our behavior, our keystrokes, all that type of stuff. They're watching us. Like, even earlier today, they were telling you that your computer camera is not updated, so you got to update it if you want to keep using it. So it's like reminding you of things, and it's watching you on your computer, like in this story that we covered last year. Do you remember the story we covered about the tainted cupcakes last year?
Oh, yes. Let's show that and how AI worked for the good.
In Louisiana, an ex-teacher has pleaded guilty to crimes against children, which included putting her husband's sperm in cupcakes that were given to children to eat in her classroom. Cynthia Perkins, you see her there, cut a deal that will have her testifying against her ex-husband, the man you see there, Dennis Perkins, a former Livingston Parish deputy sheriff in Louisiana, that's close to Baton Rouge. He's also charged with dozens of sex crimes, including child porn and rape.
This all started in December of 2019 when these two individuals, a deputy in Livingston Parish and his teacher wife, who was a middle school teacher, got caught by Adobe. They were photoshopping things. Adobe turned them into authorities in Louisiana, which launched an investigation. Authorities with the Attorney General's office showed up at the couple's house. They found this safe full of hard drives, computers, thumb drives, things like that. And all of it was encrypted with a software called Keep My Data Safe. And so essentially they had to come in and decode everything. And when they decoded everything, they were alarmed at what they saw. They saw child porn, they saw child rape. They also saw what appeared to be this deputy who was ejaculating on sweets that were then being served to his wife's class. They immediately filed for divorce. She actually just struck a plea deal with some of the prosecutors here. So she now has to testify against him at trial. And she has agreed to do that in exchange for what some people in this area are calling a light sentence. She'll probably do about 40 years and will probably be eligible for good time, so maybe 20 years. He is scheduled to go to trial sometime this summer. I'm told that they have some evidentiary issues that they're now trying to work through. I think they identified at least 12 kids that ate those tainted cupcakes.
That's disgusting. That is so disgusting. But the part that we're bringing to light is the Adobe. Now, how did that work? How did that Adobe system pick that up, what they were doing?
There's AI technology built into Adobe software, and because usually like Adobe is like a constantly updated software, and a lot of times you just buy it online. Like my Adobe version is actually an online version, so it's actually on their server. So anything that you're doing on that, they can see it. And there's an algorithm that says if there's a kid naked or something like that on this picture, put a flag up. And then if another one comes, put another flag. If another one comes, tell the boss. And then they go look at it. And then that's how they found it.
Oh, isn't that something?
So it's just AI technology scanning people's computers, which we all allow them access to our computers, our phones and stuff like that. So, you know, they're already in your computer right now. Everybody's computer, pretty much.
So the computer, the AI, it can possibly turn on us.
Yeah. Well, that was a good thing though, because
that was a very good thing. That was awesome. But I'm just thinking other things. Like I don't know. It could possibly.
Well, first of all, but he, you know, just to finish that story up, he got 100 years. So
yeah,
late last year, it was they ended up sentencing him, which is a former deputy, and he got 100 years in prison.
That's something else.
But thank you for the AI software.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's. So again, as I was saying, as an employer, you have these things where your workforce is going to be cut perhaps in half. So that means for me, that's a good thing because I'm saving money. I may be getting more productivity with less people. I may be paying less in payroll taxes. I don't have to worry so much about all the HR paperwork, the unemployment paperwork that comes through, all of that stuff. I don't have to worry about appealing people's decisions. I don't have to worry about slip and falls, insurance being so high because you're reducing your workforce, which bleeds into the bad. So it depends on what side of the coin you're coming from. But say for instance, if I'm an employee,
right,
and if I have a lower level job, say for instance, if I'm working at a fast food restaurant, I'm a waitress or something like that, I need to be aware that my industry is shrinking as a result of AI technology. So this is where we go into the bad right here. Do we have a video of someone or something?
Yes, let's show Flippy first, since you're talking about that. And then you can explain what this was.
Well, that's Flippy, the robotic burger flipper. So
he ain't perfect.
He's not perfect. They have to reprogram Flippy, or else Flippy will be sitting with the rest of the robots unemployed, just sitting there.
But what version is Flippy? You had a metaphor for that earlier. What version is, you know, what, like as far as like time periods, Flippy might represent?
Oh yeah. Oh, Flippy may represent the 8-track tape era.
Right. So there's still a couple of more versions that are better than Flippy that's going to come out.
We have the 8-track tape, we had the cassettes, we have the CDs, and now we are on streaming.
and MP3s and all that.
And MP3s and all of that stuff. So Flippy will probably be a thing of the past because that's an older video. So I remember my husband and I were at a restaurant in Virginia Beach, and I believe it was July 4th holiday. So of course you have staff that, what do staff do on holidays when they're supposed to work?
They go to vacation. They
call out.
They call out and be celebrating.
You don't have to worry about that when it comes to a robot. All right. So they were short on staff because staff called out for the holiday. So the guy was like, oh, well, we'll just use the robot. That robot served our food, had the condiments, the drinks, and all our food, brought it to the table, and had the cutlery and everything. We just picked it up and put it there. So, with that being said, if we look at the labor force when it comes to hospitality, oftentimes the Black community, we're in those type of positions. Waiters, waitresses, servers. That is one. You saw Flippy. Flippy was at, say, for instance, a McDonald's, a fast food restaurant. Those repetitive jobs are going to be a thing of the past. So
I think Dr. Lisa is freezing for 1 second. Let me pull this out of this. Yeah, Dr. Lisa, you still with us?
I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I just
All
can't see
right,
you.
I
Oh no, your
am.
camera's back. Hold on. Let's see.
Okay, yes. Is
See,
it?
the AI got mad at you.
I
They heard you
know. No,
talking.
actually, that was my fault. My computer shut. It had nothing to do with AI. That was
Oh,
Dr.
okay.
Lisa.
Okay. I thought the AI was coming to get you.
Right,
We
the
was talking
AI
too much.
police. Stop talking about us. But yeah, so I'm glad you showed that video. But I was saying that these are industries that will disappear. Servers are going to disappear, especially we're talking middle class America, which is the majority of where a lot of people are. Not maybe high end, which is like the 1% or 2%, but the majority of people, that middle class and below the middle class, those industries, servers, also what they were saying is taxi drivers, distribution, logistics.
Yeah, look
all
at
of these things may be replaced within the next 10 to 15 years by AI.
Yeah, but look at even in the video, you saw the checkout people, like they have a cart that just checks it out for you in your cart. They also have like a whole store where there's no person inside the store. You just go in there by yourself. And they already have that technology in other countries. We don't, have it over
Right.
here.
And this is the A track of I guess within AI. If you go to Walmart, you have to self-check yourself out. A lot of those stations don't have humans anymore.
No. Yeah.
Where did those people go? Did they, you have one or two people standing around monitoring, but say for instance, prior to that, you had 5 cashiers. Now you have 2 and 1 monitor, if that.
And you can't say they're stocking shelves because they got a stock robot.
They have robots to stock shelves.
To check and see if the items are still on the shelf or
That
not.
is correct.
They have those
Absolutely, they have
inventory checkers and things like that.
Yep.
So
that's becoming obsolete now. The video that you showed was very interesting because that could directly impact farmers.
Yeah.
In a sense. But as a employer, I would love it.
Right.
Because I don't have to pay as many people.
Right. But those robots are doing the jobs that normally a person would do, or some people say immigrants or whatever do certain jobs like that they don't want to do and stuff, and they have other problems that may solve other problems for people.
Exactly. So the bad side is if you are in an industry that's going to be eliminated, hospitality in terms of a waiter, a server, a checkout person, a sales, whatever, in that type of environment, in that type of arena, you may want to pivot and try to get into something else that may stay and stick around a little longer. Absolutely. Because I can see this even at a hotel. I can see that you don't necessarily need a person when you check in at the hotel. Like, why do I need a person if I have AI technology?
And talk about like how at the airport too, like how you don't really have to see the people when you do it all online ahead of time.
Right. Yeah. So you do everything pretty much online. Your boarding pass comes on the phone. And if you're checking in, you go to a kiosk and then you print out. If you already have your boarding pass on the phone, you don't have to do that. But you print out the ticket or tab for your luggage. And then you have to do that yourself. And then you take it up to the people so they can properly weigh it. And then the only thing that they do is pick it up and put it on the belt. So basically,
how many jobs was that did you just eliminate with all of those things?
Right, yes.
There used to be humans that did every single piece of what you're talking about.
Used to be humans that did every single thing. And then the thing that is kind of bad about that is our ticket prices have increased. Right, our ticket prices have increased, but their workforce has been reduced. So that means as an employer, your payroll taxes are reduced. Basically, in a nutshell, employers are getting more revenue as a result of AI technology.
Right. And so it's up to the people that are affected by the AI technology to adapt and change to what's going on, because that's the future. But just as a two quick things. Here's a quick little video that also just shows the extent of AI in the art field real quick.
Can I get a raccoon here in space? As a painting? In a Hawaiian shirt with sunglasses, eating a pizza. No, here. Perfect.
Yeah.
So she created a shirt just by saying what she wanted.
Yep. Yeah. So you don't need a graphic designer. She just eliminated my job. But and here's the other quick one that we did see earlier. But it's not just graphic design and other jobs. It might even be coding. Look at what this guy has.
Yep.
I just tried ChatGPT for the first time and I'm honestly freaking out right now. I'm afraid for my job security. I have a $1.2 million condominium overlooking Lake Union and I don't know how I'm going to afford my mortgage payments. I don't want to live in the sewers and I definitely don't want to go back to Microsoft. This AI is very powerful. It knows the answers to questions that I don't even know. Like I asked it things that were insanely hard, like what is an integer? What is a linked list? It knew the answer to that. I asked it what a list was and it knew that. I'm afraid right now it knows how to code. I asked it to code a for loop, which I haven't seen since college, and it was able to iterate from 1 to 10 and output it. I was only ever able to go up to 9. This is insane technology and I'm really scared right now.
All right, I'm sure he is, because that AI technology is doing his job better than him.
Yes, and don't forget, like it does. Like he's like, I haven't seen that since college. To AI, that's nothing. Like it doesn't forget. Everything's immediate.
It's stored.
Yeah, it's immediate recall on all of that type of stuff.
That is scary. I think the movie The Terminator is coming to pass.
Well, we did have somebody that posted something that was sort of neutral, but he had a warning too a little bit about AI technology.
Okay.
Peace, family. I said this was the year of AI and I meant it. Microsoft Val E AI can mimic any voice from short audio sampling. They said that they only need 3 seconds of voice and it can generate an authentic voice AI version that sounds just like you. Now Microsoft is saying that the expectation is that the users are using the software for themselves. Microsoft has then said that they actually have Microsoft AI principles, that they're not going to allow this particular code to be open source, meaning that the general public can get access to it, because the possibility of people using it, right, for various different reasons that are nefarious, such as using other people's voices and saying whatever they want. Now, we already know that this software is going to be public at some point in time. We already have OpenAI, which is democratization of artificial intelligence, where anybody can utilize this software like ChatGPT or text prompt generative design, such as being able to type in a text and it generates a picture based on that text and or image. AI will continue to grow and it continues to be a threat to people and their jobs, but it also will be utilized as a tool as well. Now there's going to be many people that are scared of it, and then there's going to be people that learn how to use it. Either way, Microsoft is looking like it wants to be at the forefront, so is Google, and it's going to be interesting to see how the other companies such as Meta or Apple follows up with the new trend of AI software. Tap in.
Wow. All right. So we're actually running out of time tonight, and we're going to continue this conversation next week. And we're going to talk about, how can I say this? Also the bad about AI.
The ugly.
Well, no, the bad is it's bad, but it's still going to, we're going to talk about the ugly next week, but it's bad when we're talking about Dr. Timnit, I forgot her last name. Yes. And how, because he mentioned Google. You have a picture of her?
Yes,
All right, yes, put up her
now.
picture.
But do you think it's also bad? Like, I don't know. Like, if they're taking away jobs that didn't need to be there, like if is that a bad
Well,
thing? If
that's
that's like a
subjective because everyone that
okay.
has a job wants their job.
So I say that was a useless job because like that software dude, he didn't care that the farmers didn't have a job. Like he didn't care about that. He just wanted like his fruit and everything. But now that it's coming for his job, he feels differently about it. He feels some type of way about it.
Yeah. So you see this picture here, Dr. Timnit Gebru, brilliant computer scientist. She was hired by Google to pretty much work on their DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion when it comes to software and AI technology and how AI technology affects the Black community. So the things that she uncovered, because she did extensive research, and I'm going to talk more about it next week, Google actually, I don't want to say separated, but they did, because Google is saying she resigned and she's saying that Google, in a sense, fired her for what she found, and Google did not want what she found exposed about AI technology and what it ultimately can do as it is right now to the Black community.
Is that in relation to like misidentifying people and stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's the ugly part. Is that the ugly part? Or is
I would say that's very ugly.
Yeah, because that people get locked up behind.
And that's absolutely. So
We're
we're going to talk about that next week, the ugly. So we talked about the good, we talked about the bad, but next week we're going to get into the ugly of AI technology and how it can adversely affect the Black community and more specifically the workforce. Because like I said earlier, when you have a high unemployment rate, you have increased poverty, increased mental health issues, increased crime. If we don't take part and understand where the industry is heading and where the workforce is heading, we're going to be left behind. We're going to be left behind. And we don't want that. And then next week, I'm going to talk about Blacks in AI, the nonprofit organization, and what they do. I'm going to talk about their mission because there is a silver lining. It can be if we tap into it. It has to be. If we tap into it, we have to get together, galvanize, really support agencies like Black in AI to really, because if that gentleman was afraid of his job, can you imagine?
Yeah, and he's he's the party goer, so
he's a party goer. This is a human problem.
But the main story is the one that you're going to talk about with Dr. Gebru, which is how this AI technology is, working against us, and people don't even know that at all. Like that's a part that we won't even know unless she did a story like that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So how would we ever know this? So this is just stuff that's happening that we have to uncover in order for people to be aware of certain pitfalls that are out there.
Yep, absolutely. So so my urbanites, I thank you for joining me in the Urban Suite, where you laugh, learn, cry, and grow. We're here every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday night, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless I say, oh my gosh, no, can't make it or whatever, but we're here. So I need you to like, I need you to subscribe. I need you to share this information because I'm coming from a different perspective than most. I'm talking about everything, the good, the bad, the ugly. Oh, thank you, Felicia. See you next Tuesday. Thank you. Yay. So hopefully we can get ahead of this because this train is a non-stop engine. It's not stopping.
Yeah, it's coming.
It's full throttle. It's, either we get on the train or we don't.
You let it pass us by.
Yep.
You're gonna be stuck on that platform in the middle of nowhere.
In the middle of nowhere.
And
middle of nowhere.
And just lastly, with that train reference, any train that you realize you see, it already stopped somewhere else already. So it's just getting to you, and it's up to you whether or not you're going to get on it. But it's already going, and other people already got on it.
Yep.
So
yep.
you can
so,
just still look at it and watch it pass by, but
and be on the sideline.
Stuck.
Letting the wind blow through your hair. And blaming it on the party goers.
Right. Almost be like that couple almost getting hit by the train.
Right, yeah, right.
You want to get hit, you want to be on the side, you want to get on the train and come with us.
Exactly. This is very interesting. Very interesting. So, and then we're going to talk about the jobs that, industries that you can tap into, like cybersecurity.
Yeah. New job.
Becoming an analyst. And then we're going to talk about some jobs that will probably never go away. Like, I wonder if a robot can cut my hair like my barber.
No.
Look at that.
A robot can't be a hairstylist. I don't think so. And they did have that thing you were talking about, Terminator, one of the movies where the woman put her hands in the thing and it changed her nail polish. No, you need a nail technician and stuff for that.
Well,
but you think it could be just fake? Put it on your finger, like everybody's finger shape is different and stuff like that.
Well, it would read all that and code all that.
Oh.
I think it can, but you do need someone to cut your nails and stuff like that. And I don't know if I want a robot to do that.
Yeah, because it's not going to be nice. It's not going to have that human touch. That's a whole part. And actually, there's going to be industries that open up because of the human touch. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, we got
massage parlors.
Yeah. Look, you got another comment.
Nice hair. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so no, I don't think there could be a robot barber. I don't think so.
Yeah, no. A makeup artist?
No.
There's
certain things that there needs to be a human touch.
Right.
We can talk about that one next.
All right. So until next week, my Urbanites, thank you for entering into the Urban Suite. Again, where you laugh, learn, cry, and grow. And on that note, Molly, take us away.